Hello, everyone. We are in our last week together, week 6. How is everybody doing? How are you doing, Chef?
I'm doing really good, Chef. Besides the other things we've already previously discussed, but keep the morales high. Having some good times and grading like crazy. Doing my thing. How about you?
I'm doing great. I can't believe it's already been 6 weeks.
It's just like flying by. Like I thought it was week 1, week 2. For like 2 weeks straight, I thought it was just the start, and now we're already in week 6. I'm just like, where did the time go?
Exactly. I know, right? Where did all the time go? It's craziness. And for those who remember, what is week 6? What happens with week 6 time frame?
Early submission?
No, it's a short week.
So yes, early submission in the same sense. Get those submissions in early.
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah, because everything is due on Sunday. So yes, Sharon, you are correct then. For early submission, as in get your stuff in, because the last day of class is Sunday.
It should
But
be a week though.
you guys have been fabulous. Like, you guys have really been a fabulous, fabulous group, and you've really been on top of it. Like, I am impressed. So good for you guys. And for those who remember way back when in week 1 when you guys did that extra credit, do you remember that? It was so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, now, because you guys did those assignments early, I'm going to be able to add that extra credit. So now that we're at the end, I'm going to look to see where you needed the extra credit for stuff. Another great way to get extra credit is by doing your survey. So get your survey in, get that extra credit for doing your survey. And please remember, do not just say that I'm horrible. Say why I am horrible, because I will never be able to learn. We will never be able to learn if we don't know what needs to be fixed and what would work better for you, or any type of changes or anything you'd like to see added. Let us know. That way we can just keep on growing. And especially because you guys are going to see me again. You get to have me again for entrepreneurship. So yay! One of my other favorite classes. It's kind of funny. I always say all my classes are my favorite classes because I love every single one of them. I'm guessing you're the same way, Chef.
I don't really hate any courses whatsoever. I love all the soon to be coming courses that are on the plate too. It's gonna be some fun stuff.
It is. It is. I'm really looking forward to it, and it's just going to keep on getting better. So I'm looking forward to seeing where all of you guys are by the time that you come to entrepreneurship, because that is going to be one of the last classes. So it's going to be a fun, fun time. First off, I just want to make sure, let us get to the main page here. Remember, your end of the course survey stuff is right here. So just click on that, do the survey. That would be fantastic. And then all the way down here, remember, get your lessons done, get your knowledge check done. Once again, the assignment is a knowledge check, and it will be a quiz, and it will be due on Sunday. Now, I will be grading everybody's discussions tonight. So look for that. I will be grading it tonight, and you have that ability to just jump on and make it better. I will do, like I did last time, a video saying the main points that needed to be addressed for the discussions, and then just pop back on. And if you did by chance miss something, just go on, resubmit, go for that 100%. If you did miss something, which a lot of you guys were just on top of it, so I know I'm saying it, but you guys were fabulous. You did everything. But if you did miss something, just go on, do it, and then just let me know so I can go back and regrade it for you guys. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, Chef.
Yes.
Fabulous. It was a fabulous Bob's Burgers, Chef. Fabulous. So this week, I'm gonna pull up my stuff. We get to talk about your menu. Once again, how are you going to wow your menu? Let me pull up my share for you guys. Look at that. See, having, like we've always talked about from day one, right? Where it's your concept is key, and then having your concept is going to help you create your menu, and then from there everything else falls into place. And you need that menu. That's one of the most important parts. And being able to really look at the type of food you're going to serve, what style of service you want to do, all of that should reflect your menu. And I love this one. Look at that. Can anybody even read what that says?
It reminds me of a Asian buffet. Is generally where I see those kind of like menus, to where it's like they offer a buffet, but then they have this like ginormous picture of something that is so like multicolored and everything, and then every font just blends right into the background.
Right? And it's so like you can't even read it. And this is where we say do pictures. It's okay to have pictures, but have them be tasteful pictures that don't take up the entire.
Not in the literal sense of tasteful. We don't want you eating menus or
yeah, right.
unless that is an option at your specific sort of establishment. That's your call.
Yeah, right. Now, for those who are looking, let's look at this menu. What are things that you guys notice about this one that instantaneously pops out at you?
Anyone? Anyone? What do we think?
The words are small. Yes, they are small because, you know, it's on the PowerPoint. But what do you think about the pictures that they use, the style of font, the blocks that they did? What do you think of that? Do you guys like it? Do you not like it?
I like the blocks. The blocks kind of stand out. That's kind of where my eyes went to first, because it's kind of like highlighted almost, because you got the frame around it.
Yeah, it kind of gives it a three-dimensional sort of look, right?
Yeah, so it kind of like stands out.
Yep.
Yeah, and you notice how it is a simpler design. It's not definitely this. And for your menu, you don't have to necessarily go crazy with making it big and loud. You can do a nice, simple, clean, concise menu for your establishment, for what you want to do. Now, do you guys remember the different types of menus there were? I'll give you a hint with like the a la carte menu. What were some of the other ones? You guys remember?
All these folks and nobody's speaking today. Are you guys just really sad that you're going to be like leaving me? I understand.
Yes, we're very sad.
Well, remember the a la carte? We had the California style menu. You guys remember those? The du jour. Remember my story about the one person who put today's soup du jour, and that is today's soup today?
Yes.
That funness. Yes. Well, now you can kind of, or your seasonal menus, right? And how a good chunk of them are hybrids now. Let me pull up my slide. I put my slides in my other screen, and I don't like it because I don't like the fact I have to turn my head for you guys. So I'm changing that. Okay. So right here, you kind of want to see what you're actually going to do for your menu. How much stuff are you going to actually have on your menu? And I bring up like the California one and those ones because some of those menus, you have all day items, like breakfast all day, right? and like you're gonna have, or maybe you're gonna go and start and be one of those super cool, the super cool speakeasy style that Chef Eric went to, and that's going to have more drinks than say food, right? Because it's a speakeasy. They want people there to experience the drinks, and the food is just there to enhance the drinks. Versus another place that's gonna say a family style restaurant where they may not even have any alcohol at the establishment. And you kind of want to make sure you find what's going to be a good ratio for you. And I love this little diagram here for you guys so you can kind of get a feel for what it is. Now it will change for what your concept is, because obviously if it's, you know, let's say McDonald's, they're not going to have any beer, wine, or mixed drinks. Well, unless it's the McDonald's that's in France that serves wine. But other than that, they're not going to have that beer, wine, or mixed drinks in there. Versus the speakeasy, they may be very heavy on the mixed drinks because that's what they do. They are creating the drinks. And what do they, oh, Chef Eric, do you remember what they call themselves? What is it called? The
Who called what?
The bartenders, they don't call themselves bartenders, mixologists.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I don't know where you're headed with this one. Yeah. The bartender, what they call themselves.
Yes, I know. It was like in my head. And then, Carrie, you had a fabulous question. What about if you want drink menu by itself, alcoholic drinks on their own menu? You can very well do that. You can definitely have your own mixed drinks menu or alcohol menu and just have the food and non-alcoholic beverages menu. You can also see, like, there'll be the little mini tabletop menus, right? That shows what the specials are, or if it's happy hour. You can have the varying ones for yourself. So, but when it's all comes together, how much, like your entire establishment, what's the menu for the entire establishment? So that's everything. So even if you put them on separate menus, that's still one giant menu, right? You have a giant alcohol menu, you have your, or it doesn't have to be giant, but you have your alcohol menu, you have your food, you have your non-alcoholic beverages, and all of that is it's the entire menu for your entire establishment, right? You just broke them off into different smaller versions to make it easier for your customer to see. But, and then for those, what does everybody want to do? What do you guys want to do for your concepts? What are you doing? Are you guys going to do brick and mortar restaurant style? Are you going to do food truck? Are you doing catering, personal chef?
I think I remember a couple of them saying a food truck, and then somebody else was talking about catering as well.
Yeah.
Anyone
else?
I would like to start off with catering and then eventually go into restaurant.
Nice. You're going to start off with catering, go into a restaurant. And that's great. I love catering. I did catering for years, and it's one of my favorites things to do. I especially liked it when I did it for the B&B, because everybody just came to me and to my event center. I didn't have to go to them, which I liked much better. So, but then Sharon, for catering, you're gonna probably have a couple of different types of menus. One that's gonna be that corporate, if you want to do business lunches or breakfast for that drop off delivery style. Here's your deli meat platter, say, for your corporate lunch. Versus your special events, right? You're not going to have the same things for that corporate versus for that special event. And so you want to plan accordingly to what will work. Especially with catering, you always want to have that base menu, and then you can always change it to fit the customer's needs.
Okay.
So you have like, well, I can do this, this, and this. And if they say, well, I would like it, a vegan version or however they want to change it, you can say, well, yes, I can do that. This is, but having those menus gives people the ideas
Okay.
of what you can do. And for those kind of things, whether it is your the style of restaurant, your food truck, you kind of want to make certain that you don't have to offer everything, right? Because if you offer everything, then nobody knows if you're good at any of those things. Because if you offer at a brick and mortar, like a sesame chicken and then eggplant parmesan and then a gyro and then a roti, like a chicken roti sandwich, like nobody's gonna know what is actually going on with your menu because you offer too many things. So,
Okay.
and you can limit like your options. Like you typically see, well, that 7 appetizers, entrees, 7 desserts. They can be more or less depending on the type of establishment, because obviously if you're going to do breakfast all day, you're going to have entrees on there for breakfast and for lunch and for dinner. But it's a good basis to go off of. Now, how many of you guys are thinking of even doing like a farm to table style establishment? Oh, and Carrie, so I just saw in the chats for those who are watching the live session archive, Carrie had a great thing where it says, I went to a place like that yesterday. They had burgers, sweet and sour chicken, and gyros. I didn't know what to order. I'm kind of curious, what did you end up ordering? And I'm actually shocked that place had it because I just threw those menus.
It was really weird. It was called a family restaurant. It was like Jimmy's Family Restaurant or something like that. And I actually ended up ordering a chicken wrap. There was so much on the menu that I ordered a grilled chicken wrap because I was like, wow, you have everything.
Dang, and I'm kind of curious, did they have it so that the menu was it like, how big was the menu? Was it like one of the, like, did they have
fold blanket size?
Yeah, where
it was a folded one and you opened it and then it like started with like their appetizers and then they actually had appetizers and then they had pasta and then they had burgers and then they had like, General's chicken and sweet and sour chicken and stuff like that. And then they had then they had their wraps that came with French fries, and then they had like their side menus. It like folded open. It was like three different
3 pages.
Yes, it was weird.
those ones are crazy too. I always hate those ones because then you can't even sit at your table.
Yeah.
You like look at
your people sitting next to you, like everybody becomes out of awareness. It's like everybody's just covered now, and you're like, it's almost like one of those sun visors for your window in your car.
Yeah, it's almost like a spy movie, right? You don't want anybody to see you, so you have the giant menu like right there. So it's delightfully awkward. You can't have any form of conversation because you're just trying to figure out what to order. The thing is so awkward that you're focusing on the awkwardness instead of the actual menu items. Well, Carrie, did you like the chicken wrap?
I did. It was a hot one, so I put blue cheese dressing on it. So
Nice.
It was good.
Kind of like a buffalo chicken wrap sort of thing.
Yep, buffalo chicken. Yep.
Oh, good. Nice. And then let me pull up my
Angela was saying she's gonna open up a farm to table chef.
Ooh, perfect. Yes. Farm to tables, I mean, that's a very much a seasonal menu, right? You can only have so many items because everything's seasonal. What type of vegetables were you able to get? What type of fruit? And you want to use as much as you can, but also be certain that you're consistently creating a quality product. And sometimes if you do too much, especially for that farm to table, you won't be able to really create that consistency because your product's not going to be consistent. And doing smaller amounts of, limiting your options for your entrees and whatnot will help with you, especially for that farm to table. Now, I know there's one up here where they just do that fixed, the prefixed menu. It's a tasting menu. This was at the farm today. This is the menu that you're getting for today. And they have, you have your 6 courses, and that is what it is. And it changes every single day. Those ones are fun. I highly enjoyed doing those kinds. Chef Eric, I can't remember. Was the place that you did they do that or not? I don't remember. No?
No, we were more the family where we offered breakfast, brunch, and then don't know why we even were open for dinner because we didn't really sell anything, and it kind of drove me nutty. I was like, okay, and he wanted to do blue plate specials. He was like totally stuck in the 60s, and yeah, hence why that I left that place. But because I wanted to really kick it up and, make those old country classics and those nice classics, shrink his menu down, not offer eggs 30 different ways, and like go ahead and just bring it down to a minimum and really dial things in for him and kind of like make those plates look better for the place because Louisville was growing, but he wasn't having it.
No.
I wanted to do farm to table very, very hardcore in that place because, like I said, he had a farm, and so we got most of our produce from him all the time, but we still had orders from, I think it was Shamrock.
Yeah. Well, and especially because down in your area, it's very farm to table heavy. So that's why I was curious if you did. Well, that's good to know. Huh. But if you guys, once you figure out how many items you actually want to have in your menu, you got to figure out the type of layout that's going to work for you. You guys see my choosing the right menu layout, right? You see that screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. From right there, it didn't do that little green blob that it usually does. Now, the type of menu should reflect the theme and the concept of your place, as we've been saying. And when I say that, like you're not going to do a billboard style menu at a Michelin star rated place. So you really want to make certain that it fits what you want to do. And what I love about this type of thing is that there's an entire science that goes around figuring out how to get people to order the food that you want them to order. And do you guys remember how long a person actually looks at a menu for? Can you guess how long do you think people actually peruse that menu?
110 seconds.
Yeah, it's that 100.
I was going to say 10 minutes.
Yeah, 110 minutes. No, it's 109, 110 seconds. And they are typically moving in a pattern. As you can see, they have where your eye focuses first, and then it moves around. Now you can control where that eye focuses by doing various designs to your menu. So what do you think is a good example of trying to change that eye focus to get them to go to where you want them to go? And we saw it on that first menu. I can go back. This one here.
Something that's standing out in bold.
Categories.
Yeah, you have I heard bold. What else?
Heard categories in there too.
Yep, categories. You got the different panels going on, right?
My eyes go to the picture of the cow.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what happens.
Picture of the cow, right? Yep. It has like your pictures can help change that focus. The blocks that are around it can help change that focus for you. The type of font that you use will help with that as well. And what type of panels? Are you going to just do one panel? Or are you going to do the two different side-to-side ones? And I will pull up ones for you guys to look at. Oop, I went too far. But the typical eye movement for right here is for that 2 to 3, like, you know, 3-panel, that 2-fold style. And let me go to this. And then you get to, once you figure out what type of panels you want to do, you get to figure out what type of fonts you want to do. And you guys said that cow is the one that grabbed your attention, right? Also the type of fonts. Now, with fonts, remember you have the different types. You have your primary font, that's usually going to be like your header. You have your secondary font, which is that body, like the actual writing. And then you have your logo. And you want to make certain that everything fits together, but not so much so that you're using the same exact fonts that you have in your logo, because you want your logo to stand out, but you still want everything to match. And then you get to think about if you actually want to do colors. So if you are going to have a Tex-Mex themed restaurant, what type of colors would you guys choose?
Green, red, and white.
Yeah, you're gonna do, I heard red, green, maybe some purple, turquoise, right? You're gonna match that, your theme of your concept. Now, what do you typically think of when you see green?
Freshness.
Yes, vegetables.
Freshness, vegetables, right? That's typically, if you have that green in there, that typically shows people, oh, this is healthy. People always associate that green with healthy. So vegetables, freshness. You can even do that little V, like in green next to that item to show whether or not it's vegetarian or vegan. If you have the little gluten-free, like you can have those little cute little photos of the leaf. Yeah, right. And then that can help show, you know, like, oh yes, healthy. I have to eat this. This is healthy. What about for these colors here? What do you guys, that yellowish earth tone, what comes to mind for that earth tone style colors?
Hardy.
Hardy. Good one. That is a good one, because that also, because Sharon, you know, it's that tone of earthiness, so it's coming from the, like, you know, it's that farm to table fresh coming from the ground, and so that's why you'll see a lot of them being like that earth tone in the, like, as the backdrop right there. Now what about blue? What do you guys think of when you see the blue?
Seafood?
Yeah, seafood, right? Everybody always associates the blue with seafood, and it's like, ooh, ocean. It must be fresh because they use blue on their menu. Right? So, and then this is a great thing for those who want to do the different, you know, whether it's a, you know, food truck versus your Michelin star rated, choosing that type of font to really be able to get people in is really important. And I have a delightful article for you guys about that. Let me pull up the fonts. I gave you guys a bunch of links in this slide, so please remember, make a copy, because you guys can, you know, you won't, after this class is over, you won't be able to necessarily go back into the main page, but you can make copies of my slides and then refer to the links that I gave you guys. So if you ever have a question, here is this awesome thing right here, and it talks about the different types of fonts that you can do. What are you going to do? Are you going to be more that high end where it's slightly more cursive or like with that script, or are you doing the good old like Arial font, you know? And these ones are your typical ones that you will see at the restaurants. And I wanted to make sure you guys had this because there are so many to choose from. I mean, when you think about writing a font or writing a menu, how many people actually thought about like, oh God, yeah, there's like hundreds of different types of fonts that you have to think about that will match with your logo and will fit the theme of your restaurant. It's crazy. There's so many different ones. But I gave you guys a link so that you can go back and check out the different ones that you can do. Now, when I said about that, you know, primary font versus a secondary font, you can very much have your primary font be, say, that Arial and have it be bold, and then your secondary font just be regular Arial. Like you can do that type of thing. You don't have to necessarily mix and match and be like, oh God, well, Arial bold match with the Railway regular, or, you know, you can just, you know, go with the one and just bold it out and then do the regular non-bold style. And then you have fun fonts. So this is for you guys. It's in the last slide, and they also have a bunch of other great little things here too on this side for you guys to check out, like crafting the perfect one list, secret menu, our secret menus, the secret sauce, that type of thing. So that's fun little articles on that side for you guys as well. Now, if I go back, once you figure out the type of font you want to do, you want to make certain that you are actually clear and concise. Know your wording. And when I say wording, you know, are you going to do that crisp versus fried? Are you going to use, you know, instead of saying whipped cream, are you going to say chantilly cream? Because whipped cream's pretty much, and chantilly cream are the same thing. It's just you can add $1.75 to saying chantilly cream because it sounds fancy. Escoffier himself, if you guys did not know, Escoffier wanted, when he was in England, he wanted people to try frog legs, but the British were very much like, oh no, I'm not going to try frog legs. I'm not going to try frog legs. So he actually called frog legs the French term, which I cannot remember what the French term for frog leg is. And he put that on the menu. And then everybody was like, oh my God. Oh, it was like a wonderful creation that you did. It's so beautiful. Oh, everybody loved it. And then the reporters, because at that point, you know, there's no cell phones, there's no, like, you know, YouTube. It is just that, you know, newspaper. So the newspaper reporter said like, oh, you know, like, what was it? It was like wonderful. And he was like, oh yes, it's frog legs. So he made everybody try it and called it the French. Oh yeah, you found it. Chef Eric found it and he put it into the what it's actually called. And my restaurant French is not that good. Do you know how to say that, Chef Eric?
Oh no, I got restaurant Spanish. I don't got restaurant French.
Never. It looks like Cousses de Grenois. Yeah, Cousses de Grenois. Sure. But doesn't that sound so much fancier than frog legs?
Ooh la la.
Ooh, yeah, so choosing your wording is really, really important, especially with that farm to table where you're going to say, oh, it's fresh, you know, organic, like those type of wording, like that type of wording that you're going to use. Instead of saying salt, just regular salt, you can say sea salt, right? Michelle, what is your question?
Yes, I believe it looks, the last word for the frog legs looks like ratatouille, so maybe it's, let me go back to the chats. Hold on.
Granuli?
Yeah, Connaisse de Grenouille. You know, because it's like ratatouille.
Oh yeah, it could be. Yes, thank you, Michelle, because I was not going to get that. So,
You're welcome.
not at
Now I
all.
kind of want to watch that movie.
I know, right? Well, you can afterwards.
How do
But
I
then
move?
when you guys also remember, if you are going to have that type of specialty wording, make certain that you're actually following the laws and regulations for that wording. So for example, I put on there the on my slide, I showed you guys the champagne versus, well, I said sparkling water, but it's supposed to be sparkling wine. So that was my bad. I'm sorry, I'll fix that. Because, you know, champagne, that's from a region in France. So only sparkling wine from that region can be called champagne. Everything else, if you get is it in Napa Valley, then that has to be called sparkling water. The same thing for the prosciutto di Parma. Good old prosciutto di Parma is only in 9 regions of Italy. It has been around for hundreds of years. The style, the type of, the process that they do, the type of pig that they use, the type of food that they give the pig. There's a fantastic actual video, which is pure marketing gold. I absolutely love it. And it says like, it has that nice classical music because prosciutto di Parma is very, very expensive. So they have that classical music going and they say like the chestnuts, the sea breeze rolls down the mountains through the chestnut like orchards to come to create this beautiful prosciutto di Parma. Like that kind of wording that's like, man, like you just saying that, you know, it's going to cost a lot of money. Like, right. So do be careful of that type of geographic distinctions because it is everywhere, especially for food. Like you can't just you can't call any blue cheese Roquefort cheese. That Roquefort cheese has to come from France, from that specific cave that creates that specific mold, all of that kind of stuff. And then,
Amber's got a question, Chef.
oh, yes.
Amber.
Just digressing back to that frog leg, actually pronounced Kusede, like how Michelle said when Tuli or how it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the last one. It's actually Kase or what whatever.
The ratatouille, but it's the grenouille.
Yeah.
Grenouille.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if my friend Stefan ever watches this video, who's from France, he's going to be really mad at me for not knowing this. So, but yeah, thank you, Amber. So, but then, and now we get to talk about the fun part, right? The costs. What is making a profit? What is selling on your menu? You created this beautiful menu, you got the color, you got the font down, everything looks beautiful. And now are you actually making money? And you would be able to tell whether or not if you're making money. And they have it as the 4 quadrants of the menu. Now you guys have taken cost controls, correct? Good old Chef Tyson, cost controls?
Yes.
Yes, because it's not a math class, right? It's a money class. And as Chef Luke always says, and understanding the quadrants will help you make the money, right? But I will tell you this, and this is something that, like this whole, the puzzle, star, dog, workhorse, I've never actually used this in for anything. The only time I've ever seen it is in culinary school. Am I right, Chef?
Honest to goodness, yes. This is the only place you will see this, but it ingrains it in your head by thinking about what a dog and workhorse. You know, it is catchy. It has its own place, and that's definitely for instruction.
Yeah, well, and it does help you get an understanding that like everything on your menu is not going to sell 100% all the time, right? Something's going to be popular, other things are not going to be as popular, and this is a good way to help you determine what will actually sell and what may not sell. So you can decide, should I get rid of it? Should I keep it? Because as right here, as you can see, the poor dog, he's a dog. It's not good. Low popularity, low profitability. But sometimes dogs are good, right? We all have dogs. Well, at least in Colorado, I feel like if you move to Colorado, it's a requirement to get a dog, I feel like. I don't know about the rest of you guys. But there are some menu items that you kind of want to have on there no matter what, even if it is a dog. So for example, like your children's menu. Your children's menu, like, you know, there's that good old chicken fingers or the pizza or mac and cheese, and that might not be your best seller, but that is what gets the family into the door so that all the other adults end up ordering the things that you want them to order, right? Because they will look at that menu, and I don't know how many parents are out there, but I've definitely done that where I'm like, dear Lord, please let there be something my kid can eat on here. For the love of God, you know, like he's having that moment, you know, where vegetables are for losers. I'm like, please just to have there see something on here. And I'd be like, oh, thank God, children's menu, mac and cheese. Yes, this is where we're going. And all four, like, you know, 4 adults and a child will go to that place because they had the mac and cheese on the children's menu. And of course, I'm not ordering mac and cheese. I'm going to order something that's more expensive. And that's a good example of that dog, right? Where that's a good thing to have on your menu. Does that make sense for everybody?
Yes.
That makes sense? I'm checking.
Yes.
Up the yes. Okay, perfect.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah, to back what Carrie said in the chat there, when I was in college for art school, I would actually order to go off the children's menu specifically because I was broke as a joke, and I would just order that simple chicken finger or mac and cheese or things like that, and just go ahead and all right, yeah, can I get 2 orders of mac and cheese, and that would be my dinner for the evening.
Nice. Yeah, you're like, I'm not doing ramen tonight. Not tonight. It's gonna be real food, real mac and cheese, the other kind of noodle, right?
That's right. You're not poor until you have to eat ramen every day.
Yeah. Now we talk about all the great things that you can do for your menu, and there are definitely things that you can avoid. Making it hard to read can, like, you know, if you're cramming too many things on a menu, making it too hard to read, that's going to detract your guests, and it's going to make your wait staff really annoyed because they're going to have to sit there or stand there and explain the entire menu to the guest because you didn't do a proper layout. My favorite is spelling mistakes, and this is where I plead with you to and I will actually zoom in, plead with you to not only just trust Microsoft Word, don't just trust Word to do your spell check. Do not, because there are some words on there that, you know, that are not, I know Chef Eric is cracking up. Like, say you wanted to put fresh salmon, but then you put Solomon, and Solomon, well, you know, like, was the what is he, the 3rd king of Israel or whatever that was? He is
My
not.
favorite is, Chef, is whenever you see you got a fresh bowl of chili, that's where you should not be going to eat.
Yes. Yes, right? And so please have somebody look over your menu. Have them, you know, like, edit it, like, look it over. Make sure that you actually have, you know, like, use the proper words, because, you know, there's that good old, like, 2 and 2 or there and there. And you don't want to have that on your menu that you just spent money printing out. And that mistake is there.
And then you have to white it out or put a sticker over it until you get replacements.
And that just does not look classy, putting, like, white out or a sticker over everything, right? Or my favorite is making the price stand out. You don't want to have the price be right there. Like, try to avoid using dollar signs because you want people to enjoy the experience and not think about a price tag. You want them to think about the experience that they're about to have. And then, as we talked about earlier, making the menu too big, where you can't actually eat anything. Like, you can't put your, like, you're like this holding the menu because there's not enough room for everybody to do it. Or my favorite, making everything look the same. So you have your, like, all the font is the same exact font all the way down. So there's no distinction and you can't tell what is what. And for this, I gave you guys some delightful articles to look at on menu fails. For example, I pulled up some for you right here. It says hummus with meat, when I'm guessing that's supposed to say hummus, but they put hummus. Just some of these that are, like the Oki food is to die for, blah, blah, blah. And then, hold on, let me see. There's a couple other ones on here. That was great. They put sandwiches.
Do you see the one where it says hamburger with sheeps? And they have it crossed out and put red in the word chips?
Yes, that one is right up here. This is where I'm like, avoid these things because these are real, these are actually real menus, and people, will spread the word about these type of things. Just some of them, just stay away with. But this one's for you guys, which will be a fun one for you to check out. There is also this one right here.
Gives me a good laugh every so often, that's for sure.
Yeah. Like, this one's a great, I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see this better. Is that better for everybody? Yeah. You see how it's just like all over the place? This is where they did the paneling and they did the blocks, but they didn't do a great job with it, right? Because it's all over the place. You don't even know where to begin.
And the spacing's horrible.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's not consistent at all. The pattern is all over the place. Not pretty at all. This one that they said the text hierarchy is incorrect because, look, they have like a classic burger, and then they have signature burgers, and it's kind of all over the place, right?
Identity crisis right there.
Yeah. And then this one, because I loved it so much. I wanted to see it twice. This is where I found this one. Now that it's blown up, you can see like C3 is chicken with cashew nuts, but there's no way I could have actually seen that without zooming in, right? And then this one is when I was talking about, don't use that dollar sign. And I mean, they just legit was like, this is how much money you're going to spend, So don't do this. Don't do this where you have that, they tried to do the pretty picture, but then they just made their menu prices stand out like no other. And then the good old everything just mushes together. This is where I said, like, there's no real actual, like stop and start point. It just all mushes together. So you don't even know where to start. Yeah, right?
It is like they got like 4 different menus, it looks like, but you have like tons of space on that blue one, no space on that waffle and cones, and then everything's like centered on this first one. It's just, and then that last one, you're like, can I get a description, please?
Yeah, right. Well, and I love this too, where it's the lighter side and more, but the lighter side is also light on the menu options, right? So, and then the bad translation, where if you do chicken rude and unreasonable, that's one heck of a chicken, am I right? That's fantastic. And then the clutter, look at that. I don't even know where to begin.
That's a menu?
Yeah, right? Isn't that great?
Thought that was like the newspaper or something.
Yeah, that's a menu, right? Look at that. I don't
It's
even.
like the help wanted ads in the newspaper.
Yeah, and this is where I say like 7 items. Like, you know that.
That food cost has got to be insane.
Yeah, because this is up to like, it's insane.
There's like,
and it keeps on going too. Isn't that the best part? It just keeps on going.
Tex-Mex, vegetarian, salads, vegan soup.
Yeah, it's too much. This is way too much. Do not do this. You don't need that much items, because then you really don't know what's actually good and what's not. You know, it's too
I would be
much.
like, can I get a milkshake, please?
Yeah, like, yeah, there's too much. So yes, I gave you those ones right there. Carrie, you have your hand raised. How can I help?
Yeah, okay, so you were talking about font. If we decided to do the blocks with like the picture of the pig or the cow or whatever, do you suggest changing the font per block or keeping the font the same?
Keep the font the same, and then keep with that primary and secondary, because if you change it too much, it's going to, like, people, it messes with people and where to look, right? So just keep it the same, but then just do those things like put that picture of the cow, put a box around it. You can use a different color, but beware, because remember that awesome menu that both Chef Eric and I got the privilege to enjoy, where it was a black box with that like earthy cream colored font, and you couldn't actually see what it was.
Basically, you do not look here.
Yeah, it really did. So, you know, don't do those ones. And then my last slide for you guys, I just put on because I wanted to make certain that you guys were set. So I gave you just a bunch of links to a bunch of different websites that help with that menu design. And let me pull it up. All these links right here for you guys. As always, my slides are always going to be on the main page. It'll be right underneath the live session archive. And me being the dorky science lover that I am, I gave you guys a scientific article too, if you felt like perusing it, about the psychology of a menu. And then I gave you this one, which is that effective menu, tips for designing and laying out a restaurant menu. And why I really like this one is because if you scroll down, it gives you these right here. These other little links also for you guys, so you can, you know, learn how to write a menu. It gives you all these great links to go off of. That is a great guide for you. So that's why I have these on here. And then I had is this the one that I just did? Oh, the science of menus. This one's another one. That's where I found all those fun little graphics for you guys, because I loved it. So I wanted you guys to have it too. And they go over a lot more stuff. So that's why I wanted to make certain that you guys got this link too. And then it goes the do's and don'ts for you guys. It goes over the images and the type of mistakes to fall away from. So that is there for you guys also. So remember, just, you know, make a copy of my slides. That way you have the fun, awesome links. I'm going to ask you if you did that when I have you for entrepreneurship. I'm going to say, did you download my slides?
It's like, all right, week 1, pop quiz.
Yes. What did Chef Rachel say to do at the end of CE187? Won't that be fun? See how many people remember.
Week 1 extra credit, Chef. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, chef. Oh, that's a fabulous idea. Oh. Now remember, Sunday is the last day of class. Your assignments are due on Sunday. Don't worry, I'll be grading your discussions tonight. And if you did by chance miss something, or you didn't like your grade on that one of your quizzes that you took, just go ahead, resubmit, go for it. Go for the 100%. That's what I say. Go for gold. And now, before I ask if there's any questions, it has been an absolute pleasure being able to teach you guys. I am very much looking forward to having you again for entrepreneurship. Especially you guys have been such a solid class. So really kudos to yourselves. You guys have really, really been fabulous. So I really want to make certain that you know that you guys have been on top of it, and it shows. Like, it shows that you guys have been putting that hard work in and that dedication, and knowing that it's a lot of work to do now, but it's gonna make your life better. And you guys have been doing a fabulous job. Now, if you have any questions for me in between now and entrepreneurship, please reach out. You guys have all my contact info, so please do reach out, because I love having adult conversations, because I talk to a 5-year-old a good chunk of the time. So please, adult conversations about stuff that I love. Bring it. Chef Eric, do you have anything you would like to add?
Well, I was just going to add, it's been a pleasure these last 6 weeks seeing you guys again, these familiar faces that I haven't seen since, I think CE127, back when that course was around. Now it's CE129 that has changed to. But we've done some changes to some curriculum, but it's been a pleasure. Awesome, as always. I hope to see as many of you as possible in Boulder come graduation. So that is what, Chef, 12 weeks away?
Well,
finishing up their school. Graduation is still a hot minute away, though.
Yeah. Well, and then remember, too, that if you guys felt like coming out to Colorado, I'm trying to find the little farm to table event thing. Remember, we're going to have our farm to table event. I'm in charge of bringing the chairs and the tables to the farm. So.
They got you on lockdown for that?
Yep, so come on down. I got to bring all the tables and chairs. So remember, we're going to come in. You get to eat at Chef Tyson's restaurant. How cool is that? Hope you guys enjoy some bone marrow butter, because I'm pretty sure that's what he has at his restaurant. I'm kind of trying to remember, but
he's got a lot of stuff. His charcuterie tray is like the bee's knees. That charcuterie tray is legit. He offered it out to us for our 1-year anniversary, my wife and mine's.
Nice.
So we had some fun, and he's got some good eats there, and it's a good time. It's a good, just being able to gather like this in general. This is going to be the first experience that I get via Escoffier. Because they didn't have these back when I was a student, so I'm more than taking up the opportunity each and every single time. I'm going to even try and get out to that bakery one in Vermont. So that is if my wife will let me leave for a minute. But yeah, I'm excited for this, Chef. This is going to be fun times. There's going to be so many staff members there as well as students. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a lot of fun. And the Three Sisters Farm and Ranch, that is owned by Chef Steven, who is at the Boulder campus. So you guys get to meet all sorts of different chefs at this event. So please come, because we will have fun. You guys are going to come up. You're going to come up my way, one town up from me. And you get to watch Chef Tyson fabricate a pig. How much fun is that going to be? And we're there for quite some time. We're there for 5 hours, so it's going to be a great time. So you know, if you can make it, come September.
You do.
Yeah, what is it? September 20th?
Yeah.
20th or 22nd?
Last sign up is what, in 4 days, Chef. So come
Yeah.
Monday. Need to be signed up for that if you can come.
Yeah, and it'd be awesome because you get to meet all of us, right? Is
Yeah.
Chef Eric, myself, Chef Tyson, Chef Jonathan, Chef Genevieve. We're all coming out. Chef Janet, go love Chef Janet. She's like,
Chef just sent me a message saying, "Hey, Chef." I said, "Uh-oh."
well, and she's a great one too because then you get to really see how tall and short everybody is.
There's gonna be Jonathan and myself standing next to each other as like the tallest ones, and then everybody else is gonna be like,
Yeah. So now you get to decide, am I tall or am I short? Is Chef Janet tall or
"He's
is
tall."
she tall? Short. Don't ruin the surprise. So yeah, it has been a pleasure, guys. Absolutely had a great time with you. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again. And remember, get everything done by Sunday. Sunday. And,
Or by tomorrow, and you get to enjoy an extended weekend.
right? Yeah, go for it. Get it done now.
Yeah.
Boom.
You get out of this live session, go knock out that knowledge check like 3-4 times to make sure you're solid, and then you can keep on going.
Sorry.
Hi.
That would be that 5-year-old I was telling you about who why I enjoy adult conversations. So but yes, it's been a pleasure, guys, and do get it done early because you guys have already been doing a fabulous job of doing that. So I will see everybody well, I'll see everybody in entrepreneurship, and have a fabulous week, guys.
Bye, Chef. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks,
Have a
Chef.
great night, guys. Thank you.
Everybody.
To say adieu.